So yes, we just do it one at a time. But but really and truly though, how do you keep from really, because that's one of my struggles, because I just shut down. Like, if I can't, it's hard for me to feel that I can have a productive conversation with people who are more than likely not willing to share power, because in essence that's what the conversation is about. If you want to talk to somebody who's really right wing and you're progressive, you're really talking about somebody examining their position of power and then hopefully getting to the point of sharing. That's basically it, sharing the power. So how do you keep engaged in that without just like shutting down and shutting it out?
Usually I remind them that they're really powerless. In other words, this stuff about power is a figment of their imagination, right? I mean, the only people that have power in this country is that top percentage, right? They're the ones that pull all the strings, and they keep all these people fighting among each others, and we're making believe that they have something. They have nothing. If you take a look at their only power is the power of the prejudiced folks, let's say, that supporting Trump. Their power is that false belief by just saying, I am not the other makes me powerful or better. And then you then ask them, okay, so now that I'm out of the picture, what makes you they figure out then they have nothing, right? So usually I don't tell people things when I'm talking to them. I start asking them a lot of questions, right?
Okay.
And by asking question after question after question, because most people are smart. Even the right wing folks are smart. They are just tunneled vision into this.
They haven't been asked the right questions.
Right. So I keep asking questions and asking questions. And the funny thing about it is I capture them all of the times, right? And then by the time they're starting to find that out, they give. But then, they're coming back because they have to go to their false sources to try to come back. So it's sort of a back and forth, and sort of a battle of attrition. But the thing about it is that if the conversation is going on, right, that battle of attrition kind of comes, again, I have people that would say, well, I am with you, I agree with you, but I am a Republican. And I'm like, I'm not asking you to change what party you belong to or anything like that. I just want you to vote your interest. And it turns out your interest is also my interest. And that's the kind of technique that I use. In other words, the other thing I always remind folks is, the truth. A lot of these guys, they know the truth, but they don't want to hear it because they'll then have to accept it. So the out I always give folks when I'm doing the campaigning part of this stuff, and it's sort of always remember things like this. When you go into that voting booth, remember you have a daughter, a mother, an aunt, and all these people. Some of them on all these need these different programs or whatever. You can say whatever you want with your people out here in Kingwood. Oh, I hate them damn liberals or whatever. But if you go in the booth and do the right thing, only you, your God, and the voting machine knows what the hell you did.
So they can keep up their supposedly for us like a harmful appearance, but do the right thing in private.
I give you a joke. I had this guy first of all, there are two quick ones, really quick. A guy came in completely anti-immigrant, and I looked at him and we started talking about stuff, and I just asked him a few questions, and I ended it like, you should do your research on your own. Don't listen to me, do your research. He comes back to Starbucks a few weeks later and he said, hey, Egberto, I want to talk to you. I said, yes, sir. He said, I got something to tell you, you're going to like it. I'm like, what? He said, I don't only agree with immigration, we need more, but we need to do it this way. And I said, okay. I said, write me a blog about it, and I'll post it. I figured the guy gonna say, hell no, I'm not gonna put my name on something that say I want immigration. So he said, hell yeah, I'll write it. And he wrote the Republican interpretation having a whole lot of immigration. I wouldn't have written it that way, but if it came up to a vote and we weren't in Congress, I'll vote for it. Because it was good. So I mean, and that is the kind of techniques. It's like, okay, so you write the blog and all that. The other time is these guys, I come in and we sit down and we talk and they agree or whatever. Then you see them, then you're in there and you see them with another group of friends, let's say in there, and you walk in. You see the fear in their eyes that is he going to come and say something? I sure hope he doesn't. You're reading that just by their look, right? I hope he doesn't say something. So, I mean, they never have to worry me. I can read all this crap, So I read it. I go sit down. And then later on, when their friends leave, they may come and sit down. Hey, how you doing? How come you didn't come and say hi? And I would say, well, I didn't want your friends to know that you were kind of hanging with the pink liberal.
You're cheating on them. I want to keep this thing on the DL.
Yeah, you got a liberal on the side.
Tell you that you got a liberal.
Yeah, man. So I mean, the thing about it is you have to be willing to play, or if you're willing to play the game. I always tell folks one other quick thing. I always tell folks one thing. I think people are sick when they allow themselves to get certain things, right? Now, if you have a relative and that relative is sick, you're going to just about forgive everything that relative does to try to help them along. And that's how I look at it. A lot of these people are just damn sick.
Mm. Yeah. 100.
Yeah.
100, man. Wow. Well, excuse me. What have you heard of a guy named, I gotta look his name up because it reminds me of this guy I saw on the Joe Rogan podcast who successfully converted over like 140 Klansmen.
I heard that guy is great.
Yeah. So he said the same thing you said. He would do it by first getting them to like him, through relationship.
Right.
And then he would spend a lot of time asking them questions and having them justify and discuss how they reconcile the two things that they don't realize are opposing each other, right? They're just sitting in this I forgot what he called it, but it was like he called it like a hot box of rage and insecurity that these guys are just pumping into these other younger guys, the Dylan Roofs of the world, right? Not just him. There's always a spectrum. But what I loved about the guy's interview with Joe Rogan was he met with like the Grand Dragon and ended up changing the Grand Dragon over, through just having these normal conversations and questions where they would have to go, well, if they say something like he said something like, well, where does it say that God does, God calls black people the devil or something, and he has to actually walk through the scriptures, why he says it. He ends up getting entangled with his idea, which is when he goes back to his crew, get their research together, and come back. But by that time, the guy asks even deeper questions, right? Like he's not trying to ask questions to one up. He's really trying to ask questions to understand. And I think that's what the big thing that you said the illness is like empathy, right? Like if I choose not to look at the world a certain way, then I'm also choosing not to empathize with an individual, right? Just like if you're a young kid and and you see an older person struggling to walk across the street, and you're like, dang, sucks to be them. They're old, and you take off go speed racer, right? When you could actually help that person. You chose to willingly be ignorant, right? I want to only look at it through my eyes and let this woman have some unforeseen consequences, right? Because it doesn't personally affect me or, my idea of me, right? And I'm trying to figure out what that guy's name was, but it was an incredible 15-minute piece where he talked about meeting that Grand Dragon and just asking questions to get that guy to talk himself out of the Klan.
I think I saw it on 60 Minute. They had a piece on him on 60 Minute, and for me, you have this black guy that was a clang. I think they used to call him the Black Klansman or something like that. Yeah.
Daryl Davis is the guy's name. Daryl Davis, yeah. And I think he said he would play the piano. He would play the what's the guy's name? Rock, like a rock piano, some kind of old school rock piano. He would go around in his band, and one of the places they stopped in was a notoriously Klan, site. And the bar they went to was one of their satellite locations. and this white guy came up to him and said, "Hey man, how'd you learn how to play like Jerry Lee Lewis?" And he was like, he said, "Oh, actually, I taught Jerry Lee Lewis how to play these chords." And the guy's like, "Get the hell out of here! You're black. You know who you are." He was like, "Actually, I know Jerry Lee Lewis," and actually did, and called him, and he got to talk to Jerry Lee Lewis. And imagine this guy, this guy who's a Klansman, who lives in this very isolated life, who's been told all of this propaganda of black people. He meets one who plays the piano better than the guy he has in his head, and then the guy introduces it to him, right?
Yeah.
So he has to go back to his place and justify being racist with a guy who introduced him to somebody who's like his hero, right? And that was like the domino effect of just having a normal human conversation and allowing them. Go ahead.
We cut to Tandy on the phone with her father from college. "Okay, Dad, I know. Look, I know you like stolen pancakes, okay? But we got the plan now, right? I'm gonna make pancakes. I'm gonna make pancakes here in college, and I'm gonna send them to you, and then you're gonna tell people that you stole them. But just you and I will know that they're not stolen, okay? That I made the pancakes and they're for you. But you want pancakes, right? You just want the pancakes.
Yes,
it doesn't matter, and you don't want to cook them, so you don't have to.
It wasn't that I didn't want to cook them.
I know, but Dad,
I was trying to save up enough money to go on my campaign.
Okay,
so
Dad.
if I would take the pancakes,
all right,
it would be $5 and 95 cents a box of pancakes that I saved over 18 years, baby.
Right.
This was the plan all along.
Okay, good. I agree with you.
Plan.
That's fine, but here's the deal. Answer me this: you want pancakes, right? You want to provide pancakes for your daughter, for your family, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna help you do that, Dad. I'm just gonna send you the pancakes. You can still tell people you stole them. It doesn't matter to me, but you and I will know, okay, that
I'm
the
not
pancakes.
telling people I stole them. That's what the opposition is saying. I'm not the. Listen,
Okay.
I knew this was going to happen when you got to college. I knew you were going to get there. You're going to start talking to all these people, and now you're trying to turn to a capitalist. We're not capitalists, all right? We're politicians, okay? So I need you to take those pancakes. I need you to take some cream and say vote for Dad and send those pancakes to all your college buddies. I know you got a lot of them.
That sounds good to me. I'll do that. I'll do that as long as that keeps you out of the limelight and keeps you just, everybody just focusing on the campaign and not pancakes. I got it.
That's part one of the plan. Part two of the plan is after you deliver the pancakes, I'm going to go and take them so that we can draw some attention to the party. Go, he's stealing all of my dad's pancakes. You must not want him to win this election. He's incredible. That's part two of the plan.
All right.
We cut to Tandy. We cut to Tandy at a college party where she's brought all these vote for Dad pancakes and have them out with the snacks. These your pancakes here?
Yeah, these are my pancakes. Vote for my dad. He's running for president.
How does your dad feel about alligators?
I mean, I guess like everybody else, alligators can be dangerous. You never know. They probably need to stay in their environment, and we stay in our environment. We don't need to mix because it can be dangerous for us. So,
I think your dad should stay in his environment where he steals because he's a dirty thief.
Whoa!
He steals pancakes that are dry as hell, and he steals them anyway. He's a problem.
Can you lift your head up a little bit? Are you an alligator, sir?
Maybe
are you
an
alligator in human clothes on a college campus?
Yeah, I go here.
This school lets alligators in?
Yes, they do, and it's been
fine. This alligator's getting really upset.
Oh no!
I'm fine.
Get out of here.
He's an angry alligator.
I'm leaving. He puts his hat back on, slithers out of the party.
Oh my God, that was intense.
It's terrible, and it's okay because I'm preparing my unborn child. I've been listening to. I have some tapes on the dangers of alligators. I'm just putting those headphones on my stomach. While the baby's growing, because I want the baby to grow up knowing about the dangers of alligators.
Start learning.
And scene. And that is the Can't Tell Us Nothing show, everybody. Thank you for listening. And thank you, Egberto, for being our very special guest. It's been super honored. Please let the people know where they can find you.
Please visit me at politicsdoneright.com. Again, the website is politicsdoneright.com. That's where we have the radio show. And you can visit egbertowillies.com. That is where I blog. So please visit it. We have a lot of stories. And go, well, I don't know if I can say this, but the book is, you know what happens when you don't remember the name of your own book?
I don't.
It's worth it. How to talk to your right-wing relatives, friends, and neighbors. Both at my website and at Amazon as well.
John, can you put that on the big? Can you make the screen bigger? Is that possible? So we can see the book. But it's called It's Worth It. Yeah. Check it out on Amazon and Politics Done Right.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to get that book. I like that. Asking the questions. You got a good plan. I like it. I didn't know. I like it. I like it a lot.
And if you want to find out more about us, Can't Tell Us Nothing, check us out online at CTUNImprov, all your favorite social media platforms, CTUNImprov, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, CTUNimprov.com, YouTube, all that stuff. Mockingbird Network for the podcast, 92KLZ every Wednesday at 7. What am I forgetting? I feel like is there something else? Facebook, CTUNimprov. Just look us up. Look us up.
Google up.
All right. For John, for Michi, for myself, Antoine, for Tandy, and for Egberto, thank you again. That's Can't Tell Us Nothing show. We are out.